The night was too quiet for a university campus. Even the crickets seemed to know something strange was about to happen. It was past midnight. The wind was cold, whispering through the empty halls of Streetmark University. The moon was full, hanging above the old football field. A group of young men, dressed in black, moved like shadows toward the bush behind the hostels. In the middle of them walked a new face, James. He was shaking inside. His hands were cold. Sweat ran down his back. He told himself, "I can do this. I just want respect. I just want to belong." For weeks, he had been thinking about this moment. He wanted power. He wanted people to fear him. He wanted to stop being the quiet boy from Ibadan. Earlier that day, his roommate Jide had whispered, "James, tonight is your chance. The Brotherhood is ready for you. Don't mess it up." James didn't know much about the Brotherhood of Silence. He had only heard stories that seniors never told openly. Some said the Brotherhood controlled the school. Some said they never failed exams. Some even said their members could disappear into thin air when danger came. James thought those were just lies. Until tonight. They reached a small clearing behind the old science lab. There was a circle made of white chalk on the ground. A small lantern burned at the center. The air smelled like something burnt long ago. A deep voice spoke from the dark. "Who brings the new blood?" Jide stepped forward. "I do, Lord Shade." From the shadows, a tall figure appeared. His face was covered with a red cloth. Only his eyes showed sharp and cold. "You want to join us, boy?" Lord Shade asked. James swallowed hard. "Yes, sir." "Then you must speak the vow. No fear, no weakness, no betrayal." James's lips trembled as he repeated the words. Each line felt heavy, like a chain tightening around his neck. When he finished, the men clapped once in unison. Then silence. Lord Shade lifted his hand. "From tonight, you are one of us. But remember, once you enter the Brotherhood, you never walk alone." Everyone began to chant softly, a deep hum that made the ground seem to move. James's heart raced. His eyes burned. For a moment, he felt dizzy, as if something cold had entered his body. When he opened his eyes again, the lantern was out. The men had vanished. Only Jide stood there, smiling faintly. "Welcome, brother," he said. "Your new life begins." The next morning, everything felt different. James looked in the mirror and saw the same face, but his eyes looked strange, sharper, harder. When he walked through the campus, people moved out of his way. Even lecturers looked at him longer than usual. He started enjoying it. He no longer queued for food in the cafeteria. He got free rides. He didn't study much, but his test results improved. But then, small things began to happen. He started hearing whispers at night, like someone calling his name. When he looked outside, nobody was there. One night, he saw a shadow moving across his room wall, even though the light was off. He asked Jide, "Do you hear voices sometimes?" Jide laughed. "That's how it starts. The Brotherhood speaks in whispers. Don't be afraid. Just obey when they call." James pretended to be brave, but deep down, he was scared. James woke up that Friday morning with a burning pain on his arm. At first, he thought it was a mosquito bite, but when he looked closely, he saw something that made his heart skip a strange mark, shaped like a small triangle, dark and deep on his left arm. He tried to wash it off. It didn't clean. He tried to rub it. It burned more. Jide came in, still half asleep. "Guy, what happened to your arm?" James showed him the mark. Jide smiled strangely. "Ah, you don't know? That's the Brotherhood's seal. It means they have accepted you fully." James frowned. "But it's hurting." "It will for 3 nights. Don't complain. It's a sign of power." James didn't argue, but his heart wasn't at peace. Every time he looked at the mark, it felt like it was looking back at him. That night, he couldn't sleep. He kept hearing the same whisper again, soft, cold, and distant. "James, James." He sat up, shaking. The room was dark, but he could feel someone else inside. The curtain moved even though the window was closed. He reached for his phone to switch on the flashlight. Just then, a voice spoke deep, echoing from nowhere. "Power has a price." James froze. His heart beat fast. He wanted to shout, but no sound came out. When he finally gathered courage to switch on the light, the room was empty. The only thing new was that the mark on his arm was now glowing faintly red. He rushed to Jide's bed, but Jide wasn't there. His blanket was on the floor, his bag wide open, but no sign of him. James waited till morning. Jide never returned. By afternoon, the whole hostel was talking. Someone said a boy was found fainting near the old lab. Another said he was running around the field at night, shouting strange words. James knew it had to be Jide. He ran to the clinic area, but they didn't allow him inside. A nurse just said quietly, "Your friend needs prayer. He's talking to himself, saying something about fire and darkness." James's legs went weak. He went back to his room, locked the door, and sat on the floor. Then he heard it again. "Once you enter, you never walk alone." It was Lord Shade's voice. The light flickered. The mark on his arm glowed again, brighter this time. James closed his eyes and whispered, "What have I done?" The next day, the campus felt colder than usual. Dark clouds hung over the sky, even though it was only noon. Students whispered as they walked past the hostel. Everyone had heard what happened to Jide, though no one knew the full story. James tried to act normal, but his mind was heavy. He couldn't stop thinking about the mark on his arm. He wore long sleeves now, even in the heat. Still, he could feel the burning, a slow, steady fire under his skin. When night came, James decided he couldn't stay silent anymore. He needed answers. He remembered something Jide once said before the initiation. "There's a room under the old science block. The Brotherhood meets there sometimes, but nobody should go there alone." That was where he started. The old science block was quiet, abandoned years ago after a fire. Its walls were black with soot, its windows broken. But tonight, there was light, a weak yellow glow leaking through the cracks of the back door. James's heartbeat quickened. He wanted to turn back, but something, curiosity or fear, pushed him forward. He walked closer, every step louder than the last. When he reached the door, he heard voices inside. He leaned closer. "The sacrifice was not enough," a man said. "We warned him. No one leaves without paying the full price." James froze. That voice, he knew it. It was Lord Shade. He pressed his ear harder to the door. Another voice spoke softer, but familiar. "The new boy, James. The mark is reacting too fast." "Good," Lord Shade answered. "That means he's ready." James's breath caught in his throat. Ready for what? Suddenly, the floor beneath him creaked. The talking stopped. Then came silence. James's heart raced. He stepped back slowly, but before he could run, the door swung open. A beam of light flashed in his face. "Who's there?" a voice shouted. James turned and ran. He didn't look back. He jumped over a broken fence and sprinted toward the hostels, his slippers flying off behind him. By the time he reached his room, he was shaking all over. He locked the door, turned off the light, and sat in the corner, gasping for air. Then, his phone rang. The number was hidden. He hesitated before answering. "You should not have listened at the door," the voice said, low, calm, and chilling. "Tomorrow night, you will come to the secret room. If you don't, you will join Jide." The call ended. James's phone slipped from his hand. He didn't move for a long time. Outside, thunder rumbled across the campus. The rain started to fall slow, heavy drops tapping against the window like fingers. In the dark, The mark on his arm began to glow again, brighter than ever before.